Dayne, you excited, mate? It's all sort of happening. Yeah, you've had a few months to build up to it.
Yeah, like I've approached it as a normal year for me. It's round one. Everyone's excited. There's a lot of hype. It's always the same. It's the same for every footy club. So yeah, I guess you guys are going to beat it up like it's me versus my old side. But I've got a job to do for my new side now. So yeah, it should be a good challenge for us.
You rather you get it out of the way round one though, Dane, and have to wait later in the season to play Collingwood?
To be honest, it doesn't really worry me. It is. I suppose it is nice to get it out of the way nice and early, but there's another 17 other sides in the competition that are going to play as well. So yeah, look, it's going to be interesting. I guess playing against the old colours. I've spent 6 years there, so yeah, it'll be different running around against them. So, but it should be fun at the same time, and hopefully we can get a win.
Do you think they'll see it as just another match as well? Or do you think they'll want to give some special attention?
I don't know. Who knows? You'll have to ask Bucks when to do his press conference. I don't know, but look, you're going to get that from every other side. There's going to be challenges, and we've got a number of guys that are going to probably attract a lot of attention. So yeah, that'll be up to them who they go after, I guess.
What about for you? Do you feel like you're taking on more of a leadership role now with the new side, considering it's not the same experience as you have?
Yeah, we're a young side, so there's obviously we've got a lot of young fellas, and I've come from a club it's been pretty successful over a number of years, and I suppose I can bring a bit of that to this footy club and guide a few of those younger guys in the right direction, because at the end of the day, that's where our improvement's going to come from. Those guys pushing through, the 21, 22-year-old guys that are starting to get a bit of footy under their belt now, and we expect them to deliver for us on a more consistent basis.
Is there any pressure with that as well?
From me, not really. I go about my day-to-day business. I've got a pretty structured routine in place that I've sort of developed over a number of years now, and in my head, as long as I can tick that off, I know that I can perform to my best on game day, and if I can help those young guys out around those little things, and even just on the field, it's going to go a long way for us to being successful again this year.
This has got to be one of the biggest press conferences you've faced since you've come to Brizzy. Has the quieter lead-up been refreshing for you?
Yeah, it has been. I guess, being at a club like Collingwood, you do attract a lot of outside attention, and it's definitely something that I've appreciated since being here. It's not a massive AFL state. You can walk down the street in Melbourne and you can get noticed by a lot of people, whereas here it's you can sort of live a bit more of a normal life, which is something that I've definitely appreciated, and I feel that's going to help my footy as well.
What about the crowds? I mean, unfortunately for you, the biggest crowd you're going to play in front of this year is going to be against your old club. When you play Collingwood, you play in front of full houses every week, but it doesn't happen up here. Will you miss that sort of atmosphere on game day?
Oh, look, I can't really comment because I haven't got into the season yet, but it's something that the Collingwood fans are fantastic. They always get out and they cheer my old club on really well, and it's something that we all urge all our fans here to do. We can make this ground a fortress again, and try and get a lot of Brisbane supporters here, and really make it a place where no opposition sides want to come anymore. So it's something that we've got to do. It's got to come from our on-field performances, obviously, and it's going to start this year for us.
Can you give us a line on Brisbane's young forwards, because it's the unanswered. The midfields now looks pretty complete, and the defence is young but pretty complete. But there's question marks over how you take marks inside forward 50. What's your take now? You've done a full pre-season on the likes of McStay and Close, and the guys with a lot of responsibility on them.
Yeah, and I guess that it's hard for those guys as well, because they are young, and I was young once, and I was in the first, second year, and it's hard to get consistency in your game, especially being in the forward line. Sometimes it can be a position where things can go your way, and sometimes it can be a position where nothing seems to go your way. But as long as we can get a contest from those boys, that's all we ask. I think we've got a number of small forwards that are really dangerous, and we've probably got our small forward line's probably one of the better small forward lines in the competition. So for Dan McStay and Michael Close and these sorts of guys, we just want a contest from them, and if they don't mark, at least bring it to ground so our little fellas, our little Mozzie squad can do their thing. Yeah, I think all good sides that are successful get a contribution from their midfield, and it's something that's been we've heavily focused on this year for our midfield group as such, to try and get more goals out of us. So, as you were saying before, the depth is good there, so there'll be opportunities for guys like myself, Redo, Rocky, these sort of guys to go forward and hopefully kick goals and get on the scoreboard, because ultimately if you can get a good spread of goal kickers, you generally win a lot of games.
Obviously just round one, mate, but you can really make a statement. Expectations gone up, and it's just, I guess it's Collingwood. You guys are favourites for the game as well, so the expectations even included in that, but you can really make a statement for the rest of the year. Is that?
It's an important, looking at the draw, it's an important first sort of 5 rounds for us. I think we played 4 of our first 5 games in Queensland, so if we can get off to a good start, then speaking from experience, you get a good start. It makes things a lot more easy. Sort of going to the back end of the year. If you find, I remember Richmond. I think a couple of years ago, even last year, they sort of only just got into the finals, and they probably exerted a lot of energy trying to get there because they were playing catch-up footy a fair bit. So the start of the year is going to be really important for us, and it sets the scenes for the rest of the year.
Mitch Robertson was saying up at the Noosa camp that whenever he came here with Carlton, it was always just that these guys were the easy beats. Your team now, they used to consider it was just a walkover. That's what he said. Did you think the same thing whenever you came up with your former team?
Oh no, look, I approach every game like them. It's, to be honest, I think that sort of was blown out of and probably misinterpreted a little bit. Yeah, I know you guys like making headline out of that sort of stuff, but yeah, look, for every play, you never take any opposition lightly, and there's always going to be games. There's always going to be games where you might feel as though like you can go into it and sort of take the foot off the pedal a little bit, but there's generally the games where you're going to get beat and you're going to get shown up. And as we've seen the last couple of years, the competition's so even now. And you look at sides like GWS and the Gold Coast, who now are starting to press up the ladder, and they've got guys that have played footy. They've had 2-3 years now into the system, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with come later on in the season. And as I said, you can't take sides lightly now, because if you do, you're sort of probably going to get showed up.
As the guys you're most looking forward to playing for Collingwood that are still mates, or maybe texted during the week or anything like that?
Yeah, I haven't really. The text hasn't really started. I might start that tonight. Actually, get it going a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, but I've as I said, I spent 6 years there, so I've got some really good friendships, not only within the playing group, but guys outside the playing group. The medical staff, these sorts of guys who I've still got really good relationships with. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's exciting. It's an exciting time for Brisbane to get a round one sort of game against Collingwood, and hopefully we sell it out. There's going to be, Collingwood, like you said, I can't remember last time, we're playing for Collingwood that we played Brisbane sort of before halfway through the year. So to get them round one at the Gabba, hopefully we can sell it out, and we're running the slogan, get to the Gabba, so hopefully everyone can get to the Gabba.
Dayne, I know you blokes never have a bet, so you probably don't look at the odds, but would you be surprised to hear that Brisbane's a pretty firm favourite to win this opening round match?
Yeah, I'm not too sure I can comment on the old betting. There's been a few hiccups over the last couple of weeks, hasn't there?
That no one's giving Collingwood much of a chance this year?
Oh, look, I can't really comment. I haven't really seen many matches. I'm sort of a guy who doesn't watch a lot of footy, other than sort of where we are at as a club. So I haven't really seen much of their pre-season form, to be honest. But I know we sort of last year, back half of last year, sort of they struggled as a bit of a club. So they'll be looking to bounce back. They've got some fresh faces on their list, and as I said before, we can't take any side lightly. So yeah, we're going to full systems go, and hopefully we can get the good result.
And if one of the dream matchups came off, who would you rather stand next to at the centre bounce, Pendlebury or Swan?
Swanee would be good for a laugh, so I might stand next to Swanee.